As you may already know, my name's Clare Baker and I'm a former clutterholic and borderline hoarder. I successfully cleared all my clutter over 20 years ago without the need for an expensive home visit. And I've been helping people around the world do exactly the same ever since, so that they too can know what it's like to live a completely clutter-free life forever. With over 20 years of experience of working with clutterholics and hoarders, I know that there are some tough truths about time that we have to accept if we want to successfully clear our clutter. So today I want to share with you the 7 reasons why we struggle to make time for our clutter clearing. So first, we don't prioritize or plan our time. Most clutterholics and hoarders are what's called in-time people. This means we're not thinking about, planning for, focused on, or maybe even aware of what we need to do in the future. We also tend to be impulsive and to live in the moment. We just focus on enjoying the here and now. Now, there are advantages to being in time, but there are also disadvantages. We get easily overwhelmed when we think about what needs to be done, and we hate prioritizing, and we hate following a plan, even if we put the plan together, because we're worried we might miss out on something more interesting or fun that becomes an option between now and what we planned to do. We also struggle to focus and finish. To successfully clear our clutter, we have to prioritize and plan some of our time and follow that plan. A maximum of 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for our clutter clearing journey. Second, we're impatient. I've had dozens of people over the years who have told me that they need to clear their clutter faster than the 2 years that it's realistically going to take for you to clear your clutter from start to finish. I then ask them how long they've had their clutter challenge. And when they tell me that they've had it for more than 3 years, I then ask them why, given how long they've had their clutter, do they have to clear it faster than 2 years from now? It's rarely a specific deadline. It's usually impatience or resistance to accepting help and making time. If you're impatient to clear your clutter, then just ask yourself, how much less clutter do you have now compared to 2 years ago? So realistically, how much will you have 2 years from now if you don't start your 7-step journey now? Third, we try to multitask. Now, multitasking doesn't exist. Your brain literally can't do it because it's not physically able to do it. It has been scientifically proven that trying to multitask leads to a 40% drop in productivity, which means that 40% of your time spent trying to declutter and do something else is wasted if you're trying to multitask. So, for example, trying to make decisions while talking to someone. In a 2-hour clutter clearing session, trying to multitask means that you're wasting 48 minutes of that 2 hours if you're trying to multitask. Worse still, a study by the Institute of Psychiatry at the University of London concluded that multitasking could reduce your IQ by as much as 10% and cause you to experience mental blanks. Sound familiar when you're trying to deal with your clutter? Fourth, we don't track, plan, or have a routine. Now, one of the foundation things you do on your 7-step clutter clearing journey is plan your time every week so that you can get into a routine of making regular time to do the doing. Your brain likes routine even if you don't. When you have a familiar routine, it literally saves your brain time, energy, and effort, which is essential for effective and quick decision making. Not having a routine will cause you to flit from task to task, get tired quickly, and you'll only do your clutter clearing when you feel like it, which isn't very often. In addition, a routine satisfies a part of your brain called Area 47. It's an area that likes to predict what's up ahead. If your brain doesn't know what's happening in the near future, it will respond by being permanently in a fight versus flight mode, which increases your stress and anxiety levels, neither of which are going to help you clear your clutter. Fifth, We are easily distracted. As we know from number 1 in this list, clutterholics are mainly in-time people. This means we're easily distracted by a new thing and we're impulsive. There are subconscious reasons why you get easily distracted, but there are also conscious reasons, things we do that don't help us to focus. So see how many of the following apply to you. You don't mute your mobile or cell phone when you're on a Zoom call or face-to-face with people, and you answer it when it rings. If the doorbell goes during a Zoom call or a phone call, you answer it. You have the TV, radio, or music on in the background when you're doing something. You don't tell people you're not available on a certain day at a certain time so that you can focus on doing something that's important to you without interruption. You allow people to interrupt you when you're doing something that's important to you. When your phone pings, you immediately have to look at it, even if you're on a Zoom call or face-to-face with other people. You tell yourself it's okay because you're not going to deal with it, yet you have allowed it to interrupt and distract you from what you were supposed to be focusing on. These are all signs that you allow yourself to get easily distracted. I've actually fired private journey members for doing these things more than 3 times in any clutter clearing term. Yep, I'm quite strict. The 6th thing, we can't say no, we're people pleasers. If you can't say no or not right now to people because you're a people pleaser who puts everybody else's needs first, you're always going to blame other people for not having enough time for your clutter clearing. Learning to say no or not right now is one of the most important skills that you'll develop while on your 7-step journey. And 7th, we tend to get up late. Most people have a conscious or subconscious switch off time, usually in the evening, after which they're going to relax and they're not going to do anything that they feel they have to do, regardless of whether or not what time they woke up in the morning. Now, for many people, this is after they've had their evening meal. So the later you get up, the less productive hours you have in the day to be able to work on your priority goals in life. Numerous studies have correlated waking up early with success. If you research successful men and women, you will find that almost every one of them starts their day early. So Michelle Obama, for example, is working out in the gym by 4:30 a.m. Richard Branson rises with the sun at around 5:45 a.m. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is in the gym by 5:30. In contrast, people who get up late are often the ones most likely to complain that there's not enough time in the day to get everything done. Now, you don't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning, like me, to succeed. However, if you woke up just 30 minutes earlier every day, that would be an extra 3.5 hours a week, 14 hours a month, 182 hours a year. So more than a week of time would be gained getting up half an hour earlier each day. Just imagine what more you could achieve in a year if you had that much extra time. If you struggle to make time for your clutter clearing because of any or all of these reasons, then just click on the link with this video and let's get started with your 7-step journey to your clutter-free life.